What is up, folks? Briston with Briston Gaming, and we are back with another episode of 7 Days to Die Mods Week of the show. Help figure out what mods are good for you. And this week we have a cool week ahead of us. You guys see here, we're going to cover some cool gear mods and a really cool POI. But before we jump into anything, I do want to say thank you everybody for the support, and also thank you mod authors for all the cool work you guys do. But now we're going to go ahead and jump into the mods. And the first mod is the Epic and Legendary Weapons by Oni Rex. And it's a cool server-side mod that introduces an epic version of the tactical assault rifle called the M4A1, which gives a 4% chance to shock enemies, a AK-47 epic, which gives a 4% chance to shock enemies, an M4A1 legendary, which gives a 7% chance to shock enemies, and a AK-47 legendary, which gives a chance to shock enemies. And these also have higher damage than the base versions, but you can also only find them in loot. So, and the only way that we've found them through testing and stuff is through high-end POIs, tier 4 and above. But we're gonna see if we can get some, oh, nope. There we go. A little bit of shock there. You see, they do a pretty good bit of damage. That was with the tactical assault rifle. Now we're gonna go with the legendary AK. And it looks like I'm not gonna get lucky. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get lucky and get a shock off on those guys. What about this one? No luck on the shock. It does, unfortunately, only happen sporadically. That's kind of the downside. But you see, they do some pretty decent damage. They do come in handy if you're fighting a big horde, anything like that, and you've got these, you can actually chew through some zombies. And then anytime you get the shock off, it's just going to help even more because it's going to stun them, you know, slow them down and give you a chance to get away. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move over to the next mod. All right, folks. So this next mod is the super cool Greenhouse Haven Prefab by Survivor Andy. And it's an awesome little tier 2 POI that you can use for clears, infestations, fetches, fetching clears. It's really nice because you see here in the greenhouse portion, you actually have plenty of stuff that you can harvest for, you know, food and whatnot. You actually have plenty of zombies to fight, plenty of things to harvest just for general resources, stuff like that. Plenty of little loot items, tons of zombies in here to fight. Plus the greenhouse is just really well put together. And I honestly would like making this a house. And then you've also got, you know, plenty of little vehicle parking area here. You could turn this into a takeoff area for a gyrocopter if you wanted to live here. You've got a nice little house where you've got, you know, a little area there. Got these guys here. And then when you come upstairs, you've got a doorway there, a doorway here. This leads into the bathroom. You've got two little cool rooms here that you can... Hey, buddy. I'm going to shoot you in the head, okay? I told him we were going to do it. But all in all, this is a really well put together POI. And there's a lot of cool stuff here to see. Some good loot and stuff to be had. A lot of fun. It is a smaller POI, which means you can actually clear it a little bit easier than some of the bigger ones that we usually show off. And where this spawns in the wild, if you're okay with being far away from a city, if you like to role play like that, this does make a pretty decent survivor base. You can turn either one of these into a horde base or set up a horde base somewhere out, you know, around it. But all in all, it's a really nice POI that has some good aesthetics and some good functionality for terms of just like what's here. But with that, we're gonna go ahead and move over to the next mod. All right, folks, so these next mods are actually two mods in one that we're covering. It's the pipe bombs and the grenades do more damage by Defungus. And the reason we're covering them like this is because they're small mods, but when you combine them together, they're actually really nice mods. So these both mods add in new types of grenades and new type of pipe bombs respectively. So with the pipe bombs, we get a plastic pipe bomb, we get a brass pipe bomb, and we get a steel pipe bomb. Now, if you compare the range of damage, block damage, and everything from the plastic to the normal pipe bombs are a lot better. And the same with the brass. The normal pipe bombs are still a lot stronger. The steel pipe bombs, however, are much stronger than the steel pipe bombs, and they do less block damage. So if you like doing pipe bombs and stuff like that, you can kind of compare these out, and then you can also see what they require to make the parts for them. The brass pipe bombs could be easier for you depending upon how you play to make than maybe trying to deal with the short iron pipe stuff. The plastic ones might be really easy because it's just scrap polymer. So you see, like, to make the plastic pipe bombs, it's just plastic bomb parts, some gunpowder, and some plant fiber. Whereas for the normal pipe bombs, it is, a little bit more gunpowder, short iron pipe, which requires forged iron. So again, depending upon what kind of resources you have, you might not have it. And then for the steel grenades do significantly more damage by 100, and also they do more block damage by 90 than the normal grenades, but they are still fun to play around with. So we've actually got some zombies here we can test these out on if I didn't throw it so far away. So that's the plastic one. Let's see if it'll fully take out those ladies. And it looks like it did not, so we'll throw a brass one here. The brass one should finish them off. Yep. And we've got some steel pipe bomb here we can test on these ladies. And I believe, yep, that took them all out. And then we've got these lab ladies here we're going to hit with a steel grenade. And because they are coated in steel, they actually are harder to throw. I'll show you guys with these guys here. We actually have to hold the button down, and you see it doesn't fly as high or straight. It actually fell and slid forward. And then the contact grenades are really where you see the difference, because if you just try to do a normal little throw looking up, it doesn't quite fly as far, but you see how much block damage. I don't know what those things were from popping up, but they aren't quite as damaging to the environment as as TNT is. But if you're using these on a horde base and stuff like that, you be careful, because you can easily blow up part of your base. You see, like, it's just tearing up. But they're still fun to play with. With that, we're gonna go ahead and move over to the next mod. Alright folks, so this last mod is the super cool Augmented A New Beginning by ZombieMan64. And this thing is a really cool mod. It's an overhaul light, really, because it adds in a ton of stuff to the game. It adds in a bunch of weapons you see here on my hotbar. It adds in everything we have here in our inventory. It adds in new food. It changes how zombies behave. Or not how zombies behave, it changes zombie health. So like the zombie health goes from 20% for normals, 25 for ferals, and then 30 for radiated. But you see it also adds in just a bunch of new food sources. It adds in different mods. So like it's so cool. All the stuff that it adds in. It adds in a new resource called void crystals, which you can really only find through loot and stuff like that. It's super hard to find. It's rare. I've really only ever found them from killing high level zombies. It adds in a whole slew of weapons between stone and iron called pipe weapons. And it adds in its own tier of weapons called tactical. So we've got the pipe sledge, a pipe club, knife, spear, knuckles, pickaxe, axe, pickaxe, shovel, and then we go into a tactical. We have a tactical knife, tactical club, tactical sledgehammer. I don't know why those were down there. The tactical knuckles, spear, a baton, a bow, crossbow, axe, all the way up to the normal firearms and stuff. And then it goes into void stuff, which is void crystal. And you need the void crystal to be able to make all these cool void items, like a void baton or the void AK snipers and stuff like that. And these are all unlocked through just the normal progression system. So there's no separate thing for them. You just have to read the magazines to be able to go through and craft. So like we say, pipe, like pipe axe, harvesting tools level 4, pipe club, clubs level 4, and it is a step above using just the stone or whatever. So it's really cool to be able to have these, or in the case of the club, that'd be the wood. Plus, I love the way the weapons look. If we actually go, let's see, if we actually come like this, I like how these void weapons look. They look really good. I don't know, there it goes. I was like, I don't know why it was so popped up so weird. But man, they are just super cool weapons to have. We're gonna cap that dude in the head, and we're gonna pop her as well. It's just, all in all, I really dig the way that Zombie Man 64 has made this overhaul light, and because of the assets on these items, it is unfortunately not a server side mod, but it is still really cool to have. And you can see like the pipe knife here. If I can get close enough, turn off the HUD. You see the pipe club. Just I like that. I like the assets for these. I like having a whole different type of progression system. I like that it adds in a ton of food stuff. I like that it adds in a whole new resource for the void that you have to find and loot. And like I said, I've only found the void crystals through high-end loot on killing the really hard zombies. Like the blue bags have had a chance to drop it. It's been very slight. I've gotten them mostly from the red bags. So like late game style hordes where you're fighting the irradiated big mamas and the Taurus and irradiated cops and stuff like that, where you're going to get red bags fairly frequently. That seems to be where I've gotten most of the void crystals, but it's still really cool to have a progression path like this. But with that, folks, we are done for the week. Thanks for sticking around. Hope you had fun. If you liked the episode, go ahead, like, subscribe, drop a comment down below, all that fun stuff. Make sure you guys check out these awesome mods. Give these mod authors your love. They are super cool to play around with. But with that, have fun, take it easy, and we will see you next time.